Okay guys, the Sony is broken, so I had to send it to Sony because it's under warranty. And so we're back to the Canon. I'm having a hard time getting the screen clean, and the quality of this camera is not like the Sony, so I'm really sorry. If you're new and you've only been here since we've had the Sony since January, this was my first camera, and I've kind of got to get the settings back right on it. We're gonna try. I actually filmed yesterday, and the camera just totally quit on me. What happens, the lens is won't go in and out, so it has no, like, you can't open the lens at all. So thankfully it's under warranty. It's gonna get shipped out to Sony this week, and then hopefully in the next month or so we'll get it back and it will be working. And I'm sorry, it's really, I can't tell if it's foggy or the lens is definitely a little bit dirty. It is brutally hot. So yesterday, today is Thursday, just why this video is a little bit late. Camera malfunctioned on me yesterday, so I have to film today, and it's really hard to film and edit a video on the same day given the style of our videos. It's gonna be super hot until Sunday. Sunday it's gonna cool down, and heat is much harder on these guys than cold. They manage cold really well. So I know I've talked a little bit about managing heat, but today is going to be extreme heat. Like, it's going to be unsafe for me to be outside for long periods of time. It's going to be harder on the animals. And what I've noticed over the last few days is these guys are not getting out in the mornings at all. And so what I'm doing for them, and I'll show you when we walk around, is leaving them out so they can have plenty of opportunities to eat. We're going to talk a little bit about things that we're doing to manage the extreme heat for all the animals plus humans. Good morning, kiddos. Our cameras are just struggling. It's just a struggle. It is. Okay, let's have breakfast. There we go. Everybody's lay down. And this is what they'll do, really, until late this afternoon, until there's a lot of shade. They'll just kind of hang out in here. I will let them out. Yes, we will let you out in just a minute. Actually, we will. I know, you're so sweet. Okay. Everybody just so good at, like, actually forgot to lock everyone's head up in the sand today except for Padme's. She fell over the fan. She knocked the fan down and it scared her, and then she didn't want to put her head in the stanchion, did ya? That's okay. We worked it out. It scared ya. Still getting a lot of good milk. Hope you guys are kind of enjoying the new milking style segment. We'll see how that goes for a while. Alright, kiddos, let's be out for the day. So what I've noticed in the last few days since it's been so hot is that the boys and the pigs are not leaving their little area. Now, they were locked in there for 8 days, and so it did take them a couple of days to even realize they could go out again. But they haven't really been interested because they are staying in the shade pretty much all day, and it's usually 6 or 7 o'clock before they even come out. So I kind of yesterday decided just to leave them locked in, and to make things a little bit easier on myself by not having to move these gates. What I do have to be careful of is the girls' gate is already open this morning to not get attacked for food that doesn't belong to them, because they're not coming out either. The girls aren't really coming over here much until late in the day when there's some shade. If they go out, they really go out into the nets where there's shade. That was one thing that I did just to make my life a little bit easier, and it's not hurting them either. guess we're all gonna eat out of this bowl. So what they'll do is they'll basically eat breakfast and everybody will go hang out in the shade. The boys will have pretty much been exclusively underneath the trees. These guys stay back here or back here all day long. I can't even really get them to come out to spray them off. It's so hot. It's probably better. They know how to stay cool better than I know how to stay cool for them. On Sunday, Monday, when things cool back down, we'll open everything back up for them again. So the reason I'm leaving the girls' gate open is because the boys have the ability to eat late into the night when it's cool and early in the morning when the sun comes up. For the most part, goats won't go out and eat when it's dark, but the sun comes up a little bit before 6 here, like there's daybreak. And my hope was for the next few days in leaving this open all the time overnight that they will eat early in the morning and maybe later into the evening if I'm not closing them in. I am still letting them out in the nets, and yesterday we kind of had a mixed reaction to either being on this side that they're normally not allowed on or being in the nets. We had a little bit of both, and I think everybody did both at one point or the other. That was good. Really just trying to get them to stay in the shade. But this is pretty much what they do. They sit here in the shade. It's quite a bit cooler in this barn, even though the airflow is not stellar. It is very cool with the cross breeze. And I do leave the milk room door open for them. As much airflow as possible in shade. We'll come out midday and check on them, and I'll kind of give you an idea of what they look like during the day with this heat. They drink this water all early. I filled this all up about 2 o'clock yesterday. They have not touched it. But I do let them drink it down until there's, you know, there's probably an inch of water left in the bucket. The big bucket in the barn is always 3/4 full. They don't like that big blue bucket. We've cleaned it. I freshen it every day. It's clean. They just prefer the small flatbacks. So I do think we'll probably buy a couple more of those flatbacks that replace the amount of water that's in that blue bucket, just because it would make me feel better to have 2 up here and 2 down here for them. The only other thing I was going to tell you is that the Pyrenees is inside the garage with the fan. So I'll take the fan that I use in the milk room in the morning and bring in for him. Hello, Kitty. So both the cats and the dog can be in here on the concrete floor. It is quite a bit cooler in here. And he stays until the evenings, usually. Now he stands here at the door where he can watch, but 2 days ago, he was really struggling with the heat. And rather than take the chance that it would get worse and he wouldn't be able to manage, that we just decided to let him be in the garage with the fan, and I put out ice water for him a couple of times a day, and he's done really well. But we're doing our best just to take care of everybody right now. I'm already completely soaked. I've been out here for maybe half an hour, and it's time for me to go in and get water and cool down. So, best friend, all the time. Okay, I wanted to show you something really quickly. Sorry, my washing machine is running. What I do in the afternoons instead of dragging the hose out because it is so hot is I take these milk jugs from Sam's that used to have milk in them, and I fill them with water, and I take them out as my water supply instead of dragging a hose. This also gives me bring the bucket that's out all the way up. And so what I'll do is walk all the way out and fill out that bucket. If the bucket in the barn needs to be filled up, I'll come back in, fill these up, gives me a little more air conditioning, and then fill the one in the barn up. It is about 1 o'clock, so it's a little bit early. Usually don't go back out until 2, but I was already up doing some things, so I'm gonna go ahead and go and get that done for them. Have their buckets filled. They're all out under the shade in the nets. So they are all out here, which is great. It is much cooler probably under these trees than it is in the barn. There's a nice breeze. There's shade. So this was full 2 hours ago. It's almost empty. It's got about 1 inch of water left. So we're gonna fill this one up and hope they don't chase me back when I walk back up. So 2 gallons fills this to the absolute top. Sorry, he was breathing on you. Wink. That should do them for the rest of the afternoon. Like I said, it's only about 1 and I usually wait till between 2 and 3. But I could tell that the water bucket was empty because they were sticking their entire heads down in it. So I'm glad they're all out here and they're all just under the shade chilling instead of in the barn because I do think it's cooler. The fight that I'm gonna have is when I go back to the barn, they're probably gonna follow me. My hope is to keep them out here. So I have to kind of stand here for a minute until they kind of get bored with me and go back to what they were doing because they'll just want to follow me. You can see Poppy getting some water, but there's not a single goat or pig that is out right now. They're all tucked up under the shade. They have not been out today at all. So the minute that I fed them breakfast, they went back in. Not a lot to do tonight. Just kind of do another water check to fill everybody up at lunch. My guess is that they will need water in the barn, but these guys shouldn't. They did want to go out today. There were several times that I saw them standing at the gate. We may let them out tomorrow. You guys need any water? Yeah, your pig water is about empty. We'll fill it up. They all followed me back in. They all ended up going back out, kind of out here for the afternoon because the shade had kind of come in. Dog's actually eating something. Pyrenees usually only eat, or at least mine, maybe 2 or 3 times a week when it's this hot. And they don't eat very much. So it takes them usually like a week to go through bowl food. Need a water refill? Yeah, Mom, it's hot. All right, we'll get your water filled up and then you can go to bed. Like a lab, they'll eat you out of house and home. Pyrenees really don't. Now they're gonna eat more than like a little kick-me dog, but. And what's funny is he's been in that shop, in the garage for 3 days, and his bag of food is in there, and his box of dog bones. Hasn't touched them. I don't know any other dog that I've ever had that you could literally set the treat box in front of them and it's open, not touch it. He knows where it is. It's not like he can't smell it, or knows that that's where you get the bones out of. Doesn't care. He's always been that way. He's never overeaten, and he's never been one to steal a treat. Now, if you left some really good people food out, he'd probably go for that. All right, guys, it's water time. Is it play on the pig time? Huh? Is it play on the pig time? Charlie, is that fun? I don't know that Toonie appreciates that.